Surprise day, break on through surprise day. Anything can happen, and it usually does. Yeah. Oh, let me get a. Make sure my volume's up. See me. Hear me. Touch me. Feel me. Get all that. Can you hear me? Good. All right. Happy Tuesday, everybody. It's time for a little break on through with me, your host, Jeffrey K. Clayton, the long-haired weirdo, the unimpeachable president for life. Did you hear Joe Biden announce he's running again? God almighty. Hold on. Moving fast. All right. Anyway, welcome. As we go back to those thrilling days of yesteryear, here on another thrilling episode of Break On Through. I got a top 10 today. I also got, I think I got a pretty good subject to talk about. Let's see. Man, I'm going to quote, I like to do. You probably say, damn, man, you've done that every damn show. But I want to quote the opening track from Phantom Comes Alive. It's all right. Something's happening. Man, there's so much going on in the world of ANTiSEEN. First of all, though, I want to say thank you for all the condolences and the nice things everyone said about me when they thought I had passed away. When I made the announcement that I got my first "Is Jeff Clayton Dead" message. So when are you going to be a guide at the Punk Rock Museum? You know what? I can give you an exact date. Let me look in here. Never. I'm surprised they even let our name be in it. But when you are the greatest punk rock band on earth, it only makes sense that you be mentioned, at least, in the Punk Rock Museum. Right? Yeah, y'all got me off track. Let's see. Thank you for all the condolences and stuff. I was a little disappointed at the yield of, sympathy gifts and stuff that came into the First Lady upon my passing. So next time I leave this mortal coil, maybe y'all could up that a little bit. Okay? All right. Now we're all on the same page. You know what this is? This is the 40-year show game plan. Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here now, boy. Oh yeah. Stuff's happening. Man, we got records coming out. The 2 LP reissue of Here to Ruin Your Groove. It is right around the corner. Right around the corner. Right around the corner for me. 2 LP. Remastered. Stephen asked if I got a song I want played at my funeral. I got a few. I want one off the Ron Wood solo album. I've got my own album to do. Cancel everything for a while. Oh, yeah. And if I really wanted it to be sad, I would like to play Junior Kimbrough's Lonesome Road. You listen to that. Junior Kimbrough, Lonesome Road. Now you listen to that tonight. That's your homework assignment. Now what was I even talking about? Okay, someone's talking about going to... Oh, Clintonzilla. You're going to do some sightseeing while you're down here, eh? You're going to go to Repo Record. Repo Record had a very good record store day weekend, and Jimmy would like to thank all y'all for coming out and making it a great success. Ooh, you hear that? That's a little that's a little monster. We took the monster truck this weekend. Boy, you had a blast. You know, you think of monster truck and you know, tractor pulls and stuff like that, you think of, you know, some big down south juking redneck good old boy affair, but I'm going to tell y'all something. That good old dependable mainstream media, you know, that paints that picture of the South just being the one big white supremacist Klan meeting at, you know, 24/7. I don't think I've ever been to a more mixed event. And everybody getting along, everybody bringing little kids, you know, everybody being polite, even though it was crowded as hell. And so I just want y'all to know, I'm not going to go into it too deep because I don't think y'all tune into me to hear me talk politics. But sometimes, man, when there's just blatant lies being told, that's just not true. It's not true. I mean, I guess that white supremacy stuff got a little out of hand in Chicago a weekend or so ago. Man, they got to get that stuff under control now. White supremacy. All right. Now what was I saying? Oh yeah, 2 record break on through. The original album remastered, sonically remastered, a side 3 of nothing but singles from the same era. Side 4, a blistering live performance of the Ruin Your Groove lineup. Live in Lawrence, Kansas at the Confederacy of Scum Super Show in 1997. A poster, a CD of the original album, printed inner sleeves, a gatefold sleeve, a vinyl sticker. What the hell else could you even want? That's my question to you. In the long-haired weirdo record world, man, everything has been sent off for the Callie Hellstrom CD, The Wolf Within. We expect it back within 2.5 weeks. You'll be able to get it from me right here, you know, our big cartel store. Get it from old Jay. I may even, whenever I know it's on the way, I may go ahead and pre-sale some. But you will also be able to get it straight from the man himself, Callie Hellstrom. And when you get them from him, you know, he's He's told me what he's going to do. He's going to sign them, maybe put some kind of something inside with it, so it'll be like a special thing when you get it from Kelly himself. So, and right on its heels, probably a month from now, the Streets Living Theater Mitch Easter produced LP, a studio LP. And I am really looking forward to both of these releases, and that'll be number 3 and 4 on Long Haired Weirdo. So, get in touch with me. Keep an eye on the big cartel. I mean, of course, I'll make some kind of thing. But, you know, when we get the records for Ruin Your Groove, you know, we're going to celebrate it going on sale by playing our live performance that was recorded back in February. I mean, I'm telling y'all, y'all are going to dig that. It's the album in its entirety played live, with the exception of the in-between selections. We were not able to have that happen. But you are going to enjoy the Hades out of it. And let's see what else we got here. Oh, have y'all been watching the what's it called? White Underbelly interviews with Merle, Allin? A new one popped up the other day, man. I've listened to all three. Well, first one when he's talking about his serial killer stuff, I wasn't as interested in that. But the other two, when he's talking about the history of the band and the history of him and Gigi, man, they are really, really good. And man, I'm gonna tell you something. He said something in this last one that I've been saying to y'all for 3 years now. And I've said it prior before Break On Through, but man, you've got this entire group of young people that are Gigi Allin fanatics, and they've studied everything that's on Google and on YouTube, and they know it. They know it like the back of their hand. But there's one thing they don't know: the truth. They don't know the truth. Merle Allin put it in a way, he may have got that analogy from me, I don't know, but he says, you know, they were shitting in their diapers when Gigi was shitting on stage. I like to say it, your mama was powdering your asses. She had them 2 ankles in one hand, had some powder in this, powder in that little butt after you shit in your diaper and then put your diaper back on. That's what you were doing when we were hanging out with Gigi Allin, talking to him, not an interview, talking to him the way people talk. We know a little bit about what was going on in here. We even know a little bit about what was going on in here. That's something that Google and YouTube cannot tell you. And man, you know, the thing that burns my ass up about these idiots more than anything is when they talk about, like, they are these experts that know what Gigi would have wanted. And Merle made a point, man. He was talking about, you know, them saying, oh, he wouldn't want none of these, you know, bobbleheads or action figures or Slam Buddy or Scum Buddies or blah, blah. See, that's where you're wrong. We're talking about a guy. You remember he used to wear the dog collar around his neck. Well, he did that for decades. Well, you know what? I'm going to hip you to something right now. I may have hipped y'all to this on Break On Through before, but I'm going to hip you to something that is 100% pure truth. And I know there's somebody out there, I got G.G. Allin's dog collar, man. I got the one that, when he's playing Liz Mar Lounge. You know what you got? Let me tell you what you got. You know, back in the late 80s, early 90s and stuff, you know, mid 80s, you know, I thought you'd get a dog collar for $2.50 or $3 with the spikes or the studs on it. You'd buy about 4 of them, wear them until some kid said, I'll give you $200 for that dog collar there, son. And he'd take it. As soon as he was on his Greyhound bus or airplane or car to the next town, he put on the other one that he had in his bag. You know what that's called? Carny. Yeah, we're all carnies. Gigi was no different. If all this could have happened while he was alive, he would have loved it. I didn't get that from Google. I didn't get that from YouTube. I got it from conversations I had with the guy. I got it from traveling with him. And you know, people can run down Merle all they want, but you know what? Merle's got the right to do exactly what he's doing. I've never had a beef with Merle. Me and Merle have always been tight. So, I call all those kids GG PhDs because they think they know everything because they went to the end of the internet. They went from one end of the internet to the other. They did it all. They've seen it all. They've heard it all. They've read it all. Man, I could give an interview about all that stuff that would blow y'all's mind. It's hard for me to just like spill it all out when I'm sitting here talking by myself. Talking by myself. You know, when I'm talking by myself. If someone's asking me questions, as someone that, you know, knows how to conduct an interview, you know what I get most of the time? What was Gigi like? Okay. Hey, you know what? Let me talk to you for 4 hours on that one question. Fuck you. And I'm going to tell you something else, man. I am getting so fucking sick of somebody writing me, calling me, emailing me. Hey, I'm doing a book on G.G. Allin. Would you like? Man, I'm done with that. Fuck that. I've done so many goddamn interviews for books about G.G. Allin that never come out. They never come out, man. I'm not doing any more of those. That's a waste of my time. Go talk to a G.G. PhD that was like 2 years old when G.G. died. They know it all anyway. Oh, shit, I'm starting to get riled up. Better calm it down. You've got to cool it down. You think Gigi would like the fact that I sang a New Edition song? Anyway, the point I'm making is those interviews are great. That guy was able to get Merle on a roll talking, and man, some of that, I mean, Merle definitely has a gift of gab, but getting someone that can give you the right platform, the right atmosphere, the right feed you the right questions to get you talking, that's part of a good interviewer. And I think this guy is a good interviewer, and I think these interviews were really great. If you haven't had a chance to watch them, do. If you're even into that kind of thing. Even if you're not, if you just want to hear another point of view about it, like one from someone who was there. I got another lobby card the other day, but after I snatched it up because it was so cheap, I was like, I bet there's a reason why it's so damn cheap. Yeah, it was. It's a copy. It's not an original, but it looks all right anyway. Conqueror Worm with Vincent Price. Oh yeah. Matthew Hopkins, the Witch Finder General. Working class, sweating. All right. Did I do a top 10 last week? I did, didn't I? It was Iggy Pop's solo. No, I don't think I ever did one on the Stooges, did I? Whether I did or whether I didn't, there's another one coming today. Here it is. Jeff Clayton, the unimpeachable president for life, the long-haired weirdo, top 10 Stooges. Now, here's something I realized. I realize that fan's going to blow my Godzilla tapestry down on top of me here in a second. But another thing I realized is that everybody watching this show, either here with me live or watching it over the next week or so on the playback, is familiar with the Stooges. So I don't think I'm going to be turning anybody on to anything. See, I like to turn... I like it whenever I talk about things that a lot of you guys, you know, you've either never listened to it or you've never even heard of it, you know, and that way a chance I can kind of turn you on to something brand new. And I know this is not going to be the case with this, because I'm pretty sure every one of you has at least one of these records, CD, cassette, something. But I mean, there were only 3 real official records, and 4 if you count Metallic KO. But I'm going to go ahead and do the Stooges. And I'm going to tell you what record they came from, which I did not write down, so I may get some of this wrong. Now here's something that y'all are gonna say, damn, just like you don't know what you're talking about this, because my favorite album the Stooges is Funhouse, the second one. That's one of them full listen to beginning to end experiences for me. And if you say, well, damn, you can only have one Stooges album, you got to pick right now, so I'm going to give me that Funhouse in, son. But if I'm doing a top 10 Stooges songs, a bunch of my favorites come from Raw Power. And when I say Raw Power, I'm going to tell you what I mean. I mean the 1995 or 6 remix done by Iggy himself. Now, I'm not even going to go into the mix of the original Raw Power, the Bowie mix. I will say it left something to be desired, but those songs and that performance was so great that even a flawed mix couldn't suppress all that, to pardon the term, raw power. But when Iggy was given a chance to do a remix on it, man, it is incredible. If you've never heard that, man, you owe it to yourself to get that version. Now, I usually don't like the whole idea of remixing original albums, but this one this one could use it. And believe me, I'm in a band that I know people say, "Damn, you need to remix all that," but I ain't. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Number 10 from the debut album, The Stooges, 1969. Man, you'd be hard pressed to find a band that can use a wah-wah pedal better than these guys. It's 1969, okay, all across the USA. My number 9 also comes from the debut album, simply called The Stooges. Real Cool Time. Can I come over tonight? What do you think I want to do? That's right. See, man, that's another thing. I said this about Iggy solo. I'm going to say it about them. I love bands that are not too fucking wordy. I don't like being sung to like I'm being read pages out of an encyclopedia. I'm working class. I want it straight and direct. Number 8 from Raw Power, Shake Appeal. Number 7 from Raw Power, Raw Power. Raw Power is more than soul. Got a son called Rock and Roll. Number 6, and you know, you might think, damn, Jeff Clayton, that's a damn song everybody. You know why everybody picks this song? Because this song is awesome. I bet this was the song that most of us first heard of the Stooges. My number 6 is Search and Destroy. What a great title. What a great song. What great lyrics. I am the world's forgotten boy. The one who searches to destroy. That means something to me. Now I'm going to go record collector geek and go off off of the first 3 records to something that was more. It started to popping up on those demos records and singles and stuff like that. When that song "I Got It Right," and that song is incredible. And it holds a special place in my heart because I got to perform it live on stage in Germany with Negative Approach. So, now, Dina Sod's now, I like Lose. Man, I'm telling you, there's no song I don't like. My number 4. Also off of Raw Power. Man, you know what? I don't know, man. Maybe my favorite is Raw Power. But my number 4 is Death Trip. You know how songs, just like little segments of song. I don't know if y'all are like this, but do you have songs and when you hear it, you think of something that happened while you heard that song, or while you sang that song, or while you were thinking about that song? And like you will always think of that thing when you hear it? Well, man, I got to tell you, I know you may find this hard to believe, but when I was a younger man, I used to do a lot of stupid shit. Yeah, I sure did. But one time, man, I had this little shit. I don't even know what year it would have been, man. Probably a 76 Chevette. And I had Tom O'Keefe in the passenger seat with me. And this is Independence Boulevard used to be the main drag through Charlotte, North Carolina. I mean, it was thumping and humping. Hold on a second. Woo! Excuse me, y'all. But Independence Boulevard was humping and thumping 24/7, 7 days a week, man. I'm telling you, it was happening. And that's where all the record stores were. That's where the arenas were. The Ovens Auditorium, they're still there. But Independence is nothing like it once was. Everything to do on Charlotte, as far as shit we were interested in, had to do with that damn stretch, besides the clubs, that we went to. But one day, see, I used to live near the, what's called the old Coliseum. It's Bojangles Arena now, but it was, for years and years and years, it was the Charlotte Coliseum. And then it became the old Coliseum. But I used to live just maybe a mile and a half away from there. And we were, for whatever reason, man, see, this is back in a time when you could cross Independence. Now that ended many years ago when they shut off all the side roads to Independence and made it to where, you had to go on overpasses and stuff. But see, back then, no overpasses, man. You just go straight through. And like I told you, Independence was always hopping. And I was in that little beige-colored 76 Chevette with Tom O'Keefe in the passenger side with me. And, man, we were waiting there at the Coliseum, and we were trying to get back to my place. And cars are just... And, man, I just looked at him. I went, blew my cool, bite my lip, see me freak on my dead trip. And I just went, woo! And Tom goes, ah! We may have been really close to buying the farm right then. But I was singing Death Trip. And, man, every time I hear that song, I think of driving Tom O'Keefe across a very busy Independence Boulevard sometime in 1982. My number 3 from Funhouse. Damn, you got one from your favorite album now. 1970. Man, when I saw Iggy Pop on the Instinct tour. Now, I don't think I acted a fool too much at shows, but man, when I got into something big time, I could act the fool. I was acting the fool at this one. Me and my buddy Charles threatened to beat up Perry Farrell from Jane's Addiction. And yeah. Okay, so maybe it was a little alcohol fuel, but man, they played 1970. And at the end of the song, I feel all right. I feel all right. I feel all right. Man, I put myself on top of that entire audience. Men, women, and children all crushed underneath me. I got up. Iggy saw me, ran over to where I was and slid on his knees and put his head like right on mine and put the microphone, and me and him were doing, I feel all right. I feel all right. Man, that was look at that, goosebumps. Whoa, boy, that was a high point in my life. Singing the end of 1970 with Iggy Pop. Oh, yeah. I ain't lying to you, Deborah. I ain't lying to you, Deborah. Oh. Number 2 from Raw Power. Pretty Face is Going to Hell. That vocal performance on that is just incredible. That's the one that says on it, formerly titled Hard to Beat. Like, why the hell do we need to know that? On here, it's Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell. We didn't know it was ever called Hard to Beat. Well, what do I know? My number 1 favorite Stooges song from Funhouse, and I used to say this about this record all the time, man. When he put on this record and it starts, my favorite song is the first one, Down on the Street. I've never heard a record that made me instantly want to brawl. We may have been listening to this one like when me and Charles drank a fifth of George Dickel and we said, hey man, I got a good idea. You hit me in the mouth and then I'll hit you in the mouth. You got to understand something. Charles had a fist like a damn Christmas turkey. It was not a good idea. Oh, the things you do when you drink. But there it is, my Stooges top 10. And you're thinking, well, you didn't put nothing from the Weirdness or Ready to Die. I like the Weirdness. I like that record. But it did not, nothing struck me as being in my top. I know a lot of people like that Steve Albini production. It didn't mean that much to me, man. And I'm going to be honest with you right now. I haven't heard anything from Ready to Die. Is it good? Have any of y'all heard it? I mean, I'll listen to it. But that's just like, I don't know, man. I got them 3 records right there. What the hell else do you need? Well, I'm getting ready to wrap it up, I reckon. I appreciate, like I always say, man, I appreciate y'all coming and hanging out with me. Listen to me for a little bit. This one seemed to go fly by, man. I don't know, but I guess when I get talking, the time just slips away. But man, the reason I even talked about the Merle stuff is because Mark Deal wrote me asking me about that. He said, man, I'd like to hear what you say about some of that. I think I've talked about that stuff before on other episodes, but, sometimes, I forget. I can't remember every damn thing I talk about. And sometimes, and I've had people say, well, what's good is when you talk about something you've already talked about, usually you remember something else. So hopefully that's the case. But man, listen, if there's any top 10s you want to hear, if there's anything you want to hear me talk about, direct message me. Not the ANTiSEEN page. Jeff Clayton. Direct message me, Jeff Clayton. Just say, hey man, I got a good idea for some break on through, and we'll get to it. Don't forget, tomorrow night at 7 p.m. on the Malcolm Tent Facebook page. We're going to have another thrilling episode of Tent Talks Tunes. So everybody tune into that. And man, you know, as soon as I got something to tell you on the Ruin Your Groove coming into us, I will let you know that as soon as it gets into my ear, I'm going to make sure y'all know it. So, yeah, go visit the Big Cartel store, man. 40-year commemorative knives handcrafted by Walt Wheat himself with his bare hands. A whole new batch of Dawn of ANTiSEEN hats. All kinds of stuff, man. I got to get the shirts replenished because we sold a bunch on the tour, and I don't know what all. I know some of y'all ordered stuff, and I had to say, "Hey, I'm going to get you on a back order on that, son." But okay. Well, listen. Everybody have a great rest of your week. I am looking forward to a fantastic weekend where we'll be celebrating the birthday of my lovely bride, the First Lady. Her birthday is this Thursday, the 27th. So, yeah, we're going to be doing all kinds of stuff this weekend. Y'all know I love my First Lady. So, if you see me make a post, be sure to wish her a happy birthday. I appreciate it. I appreciate everything y'all do. I appreciate you hanging out with me, listening. And I will see you all next Tuesday. Right here on Break On Through. And I haven't mentioned it, but do not forget. September 30th. Ground Zero Spartanburg. ANTiSEEN 40-year anniversary show. With special guest Joe Buck Yourself and Sweet Georgia Brown. See you there. And see you here next Tuesday as we once again break on through.